If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. This is Zero Taxes, Zero Fees, a channel that covers strategies and tactics to become an ultra high net worth individual by rapidly growing wealth while minimizing taxes and financial fees. In this video, I'm going to walk through how to make the move to zero fee investing. If this concept is new to you, be sure to check out my videos preparing for zero fee investing and zero fee investing. The quick version is zero fee investing is about minimizing the financial services fees that you pay to maximize your returns. Studies have shown that just 1% in fees can erode 25% of investment gains, so lowering the fees you pay is critical to building wealth. Moving to zero fee investing is easy if you're just getting started, but if you already have existing investments, it can be more complex. It's important to watch until the end of this video and understand how the various types of investment accounts you have can carry different fee and tax implications. The point of this is to reduce taxes and fees, not create them. When I started making the move to zero fee investing, I had a brokerage account on a fintech app called Acorns, a brokerage account with my bank, and then my primary brokerage account, 401k, Roth IRA, and HSA with Fidelity. While you can achieve low-cost investing with several different brokerage firms like Vanguard, I truly believe the only place you can achieve zero-fee investing is with Fidelity. I've outlined the features in more detail during my zero-fee investing video, but only Fidelity offers the zero-fee index funds across all accounts and the ability to create your own no-fee ETFs. We will start with retirement accounts and health savings accounts, or HSAs. These are by far the easiest to move to no-fee investing. Since they are in tax-sheltered accounts, you will not trigger any capital gains tax by selling your existing investments and rebuying something else. As long as you do not remove the money from the account, you are free to invest it in anything you have access to. I started with my Roth IRA. I had a small amount of cash in it, and I used that to do a test to make sure I could buy the Fidelity Zero funds I wanted. After I confirmed they were available, I sold out of some stocks I no longer wanted and some Vanguard ETFs with modest expense ratios. I invested that money into the Fidelity Zero Large Cap Index Fund, which is similar to an S&P 500 index fund, and the Fidelity Zero International Index Fund, which tracks mid to large cap companies located outside of the United States. I invested my HSA in the same Fidelity Zero Index Fund without any issues. My 401k is on Fidelity, but is offered through my work. The Fidelity Zero funds were not an available option in the 401k account. There may be a workaround for this, and I'm still investigating, and I'll do a separate video if I find a workaround. Since I could not invest in the Fidelity Zero funds, I chose the lowest cost fund available, a Vanguard S&P 500 index fund. If you have a 401k through work, you may also encounter limitations when it comes to choosing which funds to invest in. In this scenario, make sure you look at the expense ratio of each fund you are selecting. The options in my plan had fees ranging from 0.15% to over 1%. It may not sound like much, but remember, fees compound. That ends up being a lot of money lost. The Fidelity Zero funds are mutual funds, not ETFs. This is fine for retirement accounts, but ETFs are typically more tax efficient than mutual funds. There's no point in saving money on fees only to pay more in taxes. For this reason, I'm not using the Fidelity Zero funds in my brokerage accounts. If you have a brokerage account, selling stocks or ETFs will trigger long-term or short-term capital gains taxes. Depending on how long you've held the shares, I took a much more cautious approach when making changes to any of my brokerage accounts. If you have ETFs or mutual funds that would trigger significant capital gains tax, it may be better to keep those funds. If the fee structure is no longer acceptable for you, just stop making new contributions to the fund. I own several low-fee Vanguard ETFs that have done well and will trigger significant capital gains taxes when I exit them. Instead of selling, I decided to keep the ETFs and just stop contributing to them. I had one Vanguard ETF with only a small gain of several $100s and decided to just sell that and pay the small long-term capital gains tax so I can redeploy that money elsewhere. I had one ARK ETF. I know, I must have been drunk when I bought it. To no one's surprise, the ETF had performed very poorly, and rather than continue to hold it and pay the high expense ratio, I decided to take advantage of tax loss harvesting. By selling stocks or ETFs that have decreased in value, you are able to offset capital gains from other investments. This only works up to $3,000 per year, but you can carry over any additional losses to apply to future years. Unfortunately, on this particular ill-fated investment, I will be carrying over deductions into future years. While I was doing this account cleanup, I also found a couple stocks that I no longer wanted to own. If I found anything that no longer belonged in my portfolio and had a loss, I would sell. If there was a gain, I would check to see if it met the criteria for long-term capital gains and then sell if it did. I left some of the money I freed up in cash for future investments and reinvested the rest in stocks. For no fee investing in your brokerage account, buying stocks is the best option available. You could purchase Fidelity Zero funds, but this would not be the optimal path to minimize your taxes. There is an option from Fidelity called Solo Fidfolios. Yeah, it's a terrible name, but the service allows you to create your own index of stocks and ETFs with a single purchase. You can buy a basket of up to 50 stocks that you handpick. You can buy fractional shares. The minimum investment is just $1 per stock. It's $4.99 a month, but you can create as many of these baskets as you want. The 50 stock limit will stop you from creating your own S&P 500 index, but it's a great way to diversify and keep your investments more consistent across your portfolio. It's also great for thematic investing. Now you can make your own artificial intelligence ETF without the high fees. While the monthly cost is not free, it is much lower than you would shell out if you had to invest a chunk of change in a thematic ETF. Hopefully my last three videos have inspired you to understand how much you're paying in financial fees, taught you about the zero cost investing options available today, and illustrated how to move to zero fee investing while maintaining tax efficiency. I'd love to hear what you think. I mean, other than how terrible it was that I invested in an ARK ETF before tech crashed, trust me, if I had a time machine, I would go back and slap myself or give myself a sports almanac. Thank you for watching.